Right, let's do this. Okay, so, hello. So, hi. Um, yeah, as you can probably tell, this is my first stream, well, ever. Um, had a bit of fun with the video, so that's going to be interesting when that eventually works. Um, the issue was the fact that I was struggling with, okay, hang on, YouTube is telling me that it's got no data. There we go. So, what was I doing? Oh yeah, explaining issues. Yeah, this is going to be a recurring theme. Basically, YouTube was telling me it didn't like the output. So yeah. Anyway, what you're currently seeing playing is a mixture of poses. Um, so obviously this is called Compose with Me. You're going to be so you guys are well, basically here to say hello from what I can tell. Um, whilst I work on a bunch of poses. These poses went out to patrons, my patrons, and they voted on which pose packs we wanted to do. The winner of that vote was Vampiric Rebirth, which is what you're currently seeing. I've been working on those briefly for a little while, and it's buffering for me, and I don't know why. I'm sure it'll be fine. When in doubt, blame the internet. I wonder if there's any way of changing this. I haven't dropped any frames, and apparently it's fine from my end, but either way. But yeah, so I've got a bunch of, so I've already started this post pack because funnily enough, I was actually working on it for a DSI competition. Um, and as a result, I've been waiting. Well, basically, I've been doing an awful lot of, I kind of worked on them for briefly, and then, yeah, basically I worked on it briefly, and then I've got some working. So let's, I suppose, let's just start. Anyway, okay. Really professional, as you can probably tell. I'm used to doing this all the time. I swear to God, I think the last time I ended up live streaming was I can't even remember how old I was, but it was years ago. But yeah, this is the first pose that we have. Obviously, the ones that were playing earlier was like the dressed up version, but so I've got five poses, sorry no, six poses done already. Um, and this is sort of the base one that I've been starting from, and it's kind of the theme of it basically funnily enough, it was inspired by a Kim Petra's video, of all things. And this is still not being happy, and I don't understand why. And I can't tell if that's on my end or on your end. So, yeah, that looks joyous. Let's just try restarting. Let's try reloading when in doubt. Give it a look. Either way, right, that looks to be a bit better. And yeah, joys. But yeah, so this is what I was going to be. So we've got the main ones, and my thought was kind of a starting one. But yeah. Yeah. I'm still not the best with Blender. I will fully admit that right now. So basically what we need to do here is kind of make him look a bit more worried. So yeah, where's his eyes? We want eye, left eye, right eye, because I try and rotate them together, because otherwise they can end up, no, that was not what I wanted. I want it to be on the individual origins, so then we can do that. Otherwise, if you do that, they can look a little strange if you do, say that. Yeah, if you do that with them. That can always look a little interesting. But I'm trying to think what's he going to do. I feel like he'd probably be looking around a bit worried, so I'm going to have him looking. Eventually, I think I'm going to have him turn his head that way. But whilst I'm working on it, I kind of want to work on the face whilst I've got it straight like this. Generally, one would have raised eyebrows when it comes to if one was worried, shall we say. And then probably like that more. And then these would probably move in a decent amount. Mouth open slightly, I think, based off of that. Nah, not that much. Just a little bit, like so. He would definitely be Mouth would definitely be turning down if one was worried. No. Yeah. Selecting everything is hard. It's great fun. And then if we did those two, potentially even move these in a little bit, I think. No, I didn't want to do that. Maybe move that down a little bit. Maybe the mouth would be better a little bit closed. Because, yeah, that looks more like, that's kind of more like what I'm going for there. And then definitely be looking around a little bit, trying to work out what's going on. Then this one, this guy would be in the background, certainly. While I'm thinking about this, I'm just going to increase this plane just so that I can know where the floor is. Because yeah, otherwise they end up like clipping through the floor, and it's not an ideal situation if you have Sims where they're like sat in the floor, stood in the floor. Personally, I mean, it depends on how you feel, really, but you know, when it comes to certain things, I generally prefer my Sims not to be in the floor, you know, as it goes. Although, I think what I may do is I may just cheat a little bit. And first of all, let's just quickly save this, because I have a habit of forgetting to save things. This can be 01, the first one. And then I have the 9th, or is it the 10th? No, it's the 10th, where I like it. And basically this is the stance that I want them to do again. So I'm going to be lazy and copy it. Right. That's kind of what I want. But I think what I'll do is I'll probably switch the way that they're standing, if you know what I mean. Now, how can I do this easily without having to worry about copying everything? I think the easiest way would probably be to just negate the X and Y directions of the hips, especially. And then I can move the feet up and down as necessary, such that then, you know, they're not stood looking weird. That didn't work. What did I break? Why is that? Oh, that's why. Duh. That would have worked better if I'd remembered that. Oh wait, hold on. Duh. In that case, I think I may just have to cheat and do copy to selected. And I think was it that one? Yeah, that one must have moved, so therefore that one does that. Nah, that just looks that's weird. In any case. In any case, I'm just going to move this hand out of the way because it's annoying me there. If only just because I can't do things. That's annoying. That's not got inverted kinematics on it yet. So let's just get that on so then I can move the hand without having to worry too much. There we go. If you've never known about it, then yeah. If you don't know about inverted kinematics for posing, honestly, found out about it when I was looking through. Oh, which one was it? It was one of the creators' discords that I'm on, and Pancake, like the guy who did the guy who does the chemistry mod, but also like I think he did the multiplayer mod as well. He mentioned it, and honestly, it's a lifesaver. Let's just move that out of the way. That is a strange looking arm. I will fix that later. I don't have time. Actually, you know what? No, I can't. I can't have that like that. That's like disturbing. Is that a? Yeah, that's fine. So in that case, I'm just going to be lazy and just select all of those and have that copy to them. There we go. I'll worry about that later. Oh god, these are looking a little strange. But either way. Right. One thing that I have found though that can be surprisingly useful is if you want the ankles to be the same way, just basically take the opposite hip and copy that rotation onto it. And more often than not, it works sort of like as a basis. And then you can just start fine tuning it. But it just means that their hips end up a little bit more flat, that their legs end up a little more flat. But obviously, it's not foolproof. Yeah, this is not perfect, but I think that angle can turn out a little bit. Also, apologies if this is like particularly difficult to watch, because I can imagine that the way that I'm moving around constantly probably isn't the easiest thing in the world to watch. But hey ho, I'm not a professional streamer. Has that got... No, that doesn't have inverted Oh, none of these have inverted kinematics on them. Must have been because I started from the blank, what's it called? From the blank one, and I forgot to put them in. Like these days, I generally, because like if I'm starting a series of poses, invariably I will usually import all of them into a blend file that's like on their own. Sorry, no, that's not the word. Like I'll start off in a base one where I just generally get them in the right sort of positions, and then like that's how I generally start off the pose series if I know that I'm going to have, say, a bunch of them with one person with like two people in them. Like for example these. Let's just have that leg turned out a little bit such that then when this moves a bit closer, it can be a little bit more realistic. But this angle does need to do that and that and possibly that. I mean, all of this is a little bit hit and miss, especially if you haven't been able to check it in game yet, because like sometimes in game you put them in game and it's like, oh, this is completely different. Like I had that with a bunch of in the first MARUV post pack, the one with Siren Song, because oh god, that was hell. It was so annoying because hold on, I think here I'll show you which pose I mean, because I'm not on any time constraints. But in the first MARUV pose pack, poses bang 3, that one basically, the arm looked perfect in Blender. I went into game and it was literally like it was basically like somebody had taken a Lego arm and turned it. It looked just wrong, and needless to say, it was very irritating. Poses, that one. But yeah, that's what we're working on. I can't get this leg to look normal. Like, I don't know. There's something about this stance that just isn't working at the moment, I think. I think it's because that leg is so bent, but then there's no real way of not bending it. Short of trying to maybe bring this down a bit? No, that's as far down as it will go. So that means this leg must need to splay out a bit more, evidently. Maybe if I brought this leg forward, like so. And then turned it a little more. Such that then the ankle is doing that. I love how these arms just like are there. I promise I'm gonna do something with them. They're not just gonna be like that. Right. Also, the hardest thing is getting like feet and stuff like that to be flat on the floor when they're not at right angles to it, because you end up having to mess around with two different things, and it's just it's purgatory sometimes. I don't know why I do this for like relaxation, but I do. So yeah, it's a thing. It's fine. But yeah, I think that leg's looking that pose is looking a little better. I'm almost tempted to splay the hips out a little more. Like maybe do that. Or maybe what I should do is rather than changing the hips, do that. Don't like quite how much that went. There we go. One of the things that I do love though is I have a is on my mouse. I have a change DPI. I think it's DPI. I don't know what it's called specifically, but I have this thing where I can change the speed of the mouse, and it's so useful for when I'm doing poses because I can just quickly make my mouse go a little bit slower when I need to do a very fine tuning. Although I do need to lower this guy down again because his foot is now hovering. That's the one problem with posing. Whenever you do something, it's just like, you know, change one thing and then you have to redo everything that you just managed to get right. I think maybe if I move this leg in a little. Yeah, if I move that leg in, I can raise the rest of the body up. Like I said, fine tuning. I'm so glad I don't have face cam or anything, because like you just see me just like gurning at my screen. That's not like it's not a pretty look. Especially considering I'm like always, for some reason, whenever I sit to the screen, I'm always about an inch away from it. No, not that close, but like definitely less, definitely less than a foot sometimes. It's not like I've got a small monitor or anything. I've got a big 4K monitor, and I'm sat here like just like I can't actually like I have to turn my head to see all four corners of my screen monitor sometimes. It's not good. It's probably not brilliant for my eyesight either. But then my eyes are already fucked, so there's no problem like that. I think it's just easier to leave that like that. And I think that's not clipping with the floor, is it? No, it is. Bloody hell. Oh, hi, Summer. Is that Summer? Hello. But yeah, I think that's there. Yeah, that's there. Finally. The hips are looking a bit better. But yeah. I love the like little front. I love the smiling frown there. That's one of my favorite like ways of posing. If I maybe not. Um, Hand on the hip now. So oh, I remember having to. Oh, I remember how much of effort that hand was just to get that on the hip. Right. Let's do this. So, what do I need to do first? First of all, I need to take all of these fingers and make them a little bit less. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. I need to take all of these fingers and resplay them. Why isn't that 100? Okay. So see, scroll out, just get all of these nicely. Then I'll do 1, 0, 0, 0. That just resets it to where it was, and then copy that out. There we go. So let's get this hand roughly where we need it. Then we'll need to turn it such that then the hand will go the right way. And then I hate doing fingers because I can never work it because you're gonna laugh at me for this, but like the problem is that I have really hypermobile fingers normally, and my fingers are actually quite long. Like my fingers are about a knuckle longer than they should be because I have a condition that means I'm just generally a long person. So as a result, like I can never really tell how normal people's hands are supposed to function. To the point where sometimes I'm just sat there like, do I need to Google a hand to look at how this should look, to work out how this should look? Or I take my own hand and I just sort of guess like what it would be normally if you couldn't extend as far as I could, as far as I can. Hypermobility is great fun, except when you want to try and make normal people hands. Ugh, this is going to be annoying to try and select them all. There we go. So, I accidentally caught the hip. I've got another joint, haven't I? Where's the other joint that I accidentally selected? Oh, it's on that. How did I get that thumb? Anyway. But yeah, this is generally how I try and make the hands look normal. This is gonna look horrible for a moment. and I'm gonna apologize because dear God, that looks terrible. Because yeah, but like I kid you not, my hand like okay, it can't go that far because skin, but like I swear to God, that's not unheard of for me, especially because then my film can basically do that. Well, not quite that, but like hold on. Let's see if I can accurately make my hand do what it would normally. Kinda. I mean, my thumb joint definitely looks like that more often than not. This thumb feels huge. Is that just me? I think it's because I've over put it over that way. What did I do for that hand? Can I just why can't I just copy that? Actually, that's not a bad idea. I'll just copy that and then mirror it. Copy to selected and then mirror. Mirror by inverting the X and Y axes. But yeah, that's working there. Copy you. I mean, that doesn't look too bad on its own, but like, it's not quite what I wanted. But yeah, so the story of how this pack came into being a thing was basically so right, how did this come into being a thing? I've forgotten. So what happened was we were doing I think it was the October challenge. I think it was the October challenge for DSI. And if you're not aware, DSI is the Discord server, the other big Discord server that I run. We do, if you're not already a member and you don't know, we do monthly challenges for screenshots, of which obviously I tried my best to enter them. And we do monthly screenshot challenges, and obviously October being Halloween, the theme was sort of occult. It was an occult one. And basically, when I was making this pack, when I was doing it, I was just thinking about my vampire Ver. Because well, he's a vampire occult. It's like I'm not going to use him. He's my favorite sim, of course I am. But the problem the problem was that working out what pose I wanted to use for him. And I had this sort of this. It was basically the intro to the Turn Off the Lights album by Kim Petras. Um, if you've ever heard it, basically it starts off with an instrumental and then goes into a song called There Will Be Blood. It's somewhat, it's yeah, very Halloweeny. I mean, I think Kim Petras actually describes it as like Christmas for the gays, which I'm just like, yep, that's kind of about right. Um, so yeah, that's fun. Um, and the way that I always thought about this was, I could imagine this being like the intro, where basically someone someone were to get captured, for example, and brought to Kim Petras's palace, as it were, and her being a vampire queen of some description. Um, and then she ends up converting him into a vampire. Obviously, not particularly with his will, considering he's supposed to be stood there, tied to a chair. Um, and then they become a vampire. Various things ensue for the rest of the music video. And that was kind of what inspired me to make this, because like I always kind of I have an overactive imagination, basically. I could kind of imagine this being a thing in Sims, especially a storyline. And hold on, I've just got to check my own hand on my own hip. Um, but yeah, I could kind of imagine this being like a storyline that somebody could potentially pursue, especially because like I mean, almost all of my pose packs are designed to be sort of costumey, because that's where I generally use them. I use three types of pose packs. I either use solo poses, couples poses, or costume, or like performance poses. It's kind of funny. Um, because I've done like a couple before now where I've made basically I'll take Ver and a bunch of my other sort of basically every other sim that I have that isn't that like looks good, and it's kind of funny sometimes when I'm going through my sims and I'm like, I have no good looking female sims. It's quite hilarious. Like I don't help myself when it comes to the whole gay stereotype business. I mean, for fuck's sake, I make the gay porn trope mod, like yeah. I'm well aware that that's like where how pretty much everybody has found me. Found me. I mean, I don't mind. Like, I love that. I think it's kind of, to be fair, I find it vaguely hilarious. Um, but yeah, that's always fun. But yeah, so what was I talking about? I lose concentration very easily. It's it's not brilliant. There's a reason why it's taken so long for me to work on Omegaverse, because I keep getting distracted. Well, to be fair, actually, it's mostly because I keep getting distracted from my uni work, and my uni work I have like no time. Yeah, I know, right? Like the problem is that I make male sims because well, for lack of a better word, I find them attractive, and the reason why is fairly obvious. And so I have I look at my models and I have like eight. I have like a full household of like eight just buff AF sims, and I'll probably show them. I'll probably end up showing them later if we go into if we end up going into game and testing these. Um, but yeah. Anyway, I'm giving up on that hand for now because like it's not worth the pain. Um, I may come back to it later. I forgot to remove that. But yeah, so I have a household of like entirely like just really buff sims, buff guys, and although I do kind of have them split down, I mean it's kind of hilarious in the fact that I have them split down as bottoms and tops, because of course everyone's gay in my game. Um, but yeah, I have like a bunch of them where it's like obvious tops, obvious bottoms, and then there's sort of like switches that could be either depending on what's necessary. And I try to keep it such that if I end up doing a particular shoot, I will try and balance it out such that there's an equal number of tops and bottoms. Um, and I do have some female sims. Like you saw one of them, Ravella. She was the vampire in. Hold on, I will re-show it because why not? Enable the preview so I know what I can see. She's the vampire. That's her. That's Ravella, and she's like one of my few good-looking sims, female sims, because yeah, I made. She was actually entirely genetics, because oh god, I have had I think it was years ago. This was like before I even this was not only before I started modding, this was before I even modded my own game, full stop. So I was like, I think I had a set of vampire triplets, completely um like completely vanilla. And dear God, thank God it was vampire, because I wouldn't have been able to do it if it had been normal like no, just no. All I can say. But yeah, if you lol, my game is so gay. My sister questioned if I ever play straight or female sims. I play a couple of straight sims. They end up like just NPCs because they're like the kids that I don't want to play if I pick up my alpha omega couples, but still they count. Then again, that said, my current alpha omega couples have 6 children, of which one of them is straight, one of them is an ace lesbian. Two of them, well, the twins are alpha omegas, so they're both going to turn out gay because I want to play them. I've already picked out their husbands, and that's just like, um, yeah, I have canon. I have canons that I need to like rely on, and yeah, and then the rest of their kids, yeah, I haven't thought about them yet. Hmm. But yeah, I think I might leave that arm just like that because I think I kind of like it, just kind of standing at the side. Although what I tend to do is if I know that I'm just going to be leaving a hand open like this, I generally tend to just slightly curl the fingers. Never too much, but enough such that it doesn't look like they're just randomly there. And I'll do that with like a hand. Okay, that's a little bit much. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, I'll just make the hand, to me that hand just looks a little bit more natural rather than like the splayed out fingers. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to decide, do I... Well, first of all, I need to check that they're actually looking at them. I think they are. I wish they had tongues. I would have them licking their lips. This one, because like, it would totally be a thing. I don't really think I need to change that expression. I think that works actually. I will put them a little further back, perhaps. Actually, no, I don't want to put them too far away because otherwise then it will be too, like, I want to try and keep it such that you don't have to move too much around in order to be able to do that. You can just plop them down on a chair and chances are it will work. I also need to worry about him. What am I going to do with his arms and legs? His hands can't stay like that. In which case, I will quickly save you and open up one of the other ones that I did where I actually did his hands. Like, for example, here. I'm lazy. Oh, hey, Honeygram. But yeah, so naturally I'm lazy. So of course I'm going to do that. Um, see, that just looks, to me that looks a little bit better. And I think I'm almost tempted to do it such that I'm going to, well, first of all, I need to put inverted kinematics on them because otherwise they will end up with like a wrist that is displaced from their body, which isn't ideal. You know, you kind of want your wrist to stay attached generally. You know, I mean, it's what it's. I can only speak from personal experience, but from what I've heard, people do prefer it when their wrists are still attached. Now, question is that intersecting with the chair? Yes, it is, ever so slightly. Let's just bring that forward a little bit. And the problem is because I have to use multiple chairs because there's also this base game chair that I want it to work around. Okay, yeah, no, maybe not. It'll look fine. You don't need to worry. Just don't look at it from that angle. I feel like that's a bit of a cop out, but it'll do. Oh, bloody hell. Did I edit the right one? Wait, what? That's not the right. Did it just remove all of the work I've just done? Hold on. Have I got the right one open? Well, I mean, I might have. No, if I oversave. Yes, it's removed all of the work I've done. Joys. Right, you can watch me mess around with. Right, you get to watch me mess around with a bloody hand again. Hey, who knows? Maybe this time I'll actually make it work. Every class, you know, here's hoping. Yeah, I am not doing well today. I'm a little bit I feel like I'm a little bit manic. More than a little bit. Need to remove these because they always get caught whenever I do that. And then paste. Cool. I'm annoyed that I've lost that. Like, that was tedious. I will even admit to you that like those hand was doing that hand was tedious. I will deal with that later. When in doubt, rage quit. One of my other tactics when it comes to dealing with the Megaverse. When in doubt, just close it and hope. The number of times I've gone to bed when I've just been angry at, like, I've been trying to do something in the code and I've just been like, right, I'm going to bed. It can be 1 a.m. Like, I don't normally go to bed that early, but like if I can just be so annoyed at code that I'm just like, you know what, fuck this. My life is too short. I have many things where I'm just like, life is too short. Just let me deal. Just let me like, be done with this. Okay, the problem is that if I want to move the hands over slightly, it's not ideal. Maybe if I brought them up slightly. I think that should stop it intersecting with the chair quite so badly. I think. At least I don't have to redo any facial expressions. Like, facial expressions are like the worst thing I find to do. Lockrot, save. Ah, that's why. I forgot to save it. Anyway. Right. I don't want to have to do this bloody hand again. Right, fine. Ugh. I'm having, as you can tell, having fun with Blender controls. Because the problem is that the Blender controls are a little bit different to the Sims 4 Studio controls, which are a little bit different to the Sims 4 controls. So I'm always like having to remember which one's which. And yeah, joy, the fun that is. Does that one have encode? Yeah, that has converted. That's fine as well. Right, in that case, I'm just going to. Oh, bloody hell! I didn't want to do that, did I? Because I wanted to copy the hand. In that case, I will leave that hand there whilst I just mess around with this. See, so I can select it all. Yep, that's all fine. And then copy that to the selected. Bring the arm back over, and time to start again. As you can see, I'm so enthusiastic about doing these hands. I mean, I do not. I mean, like, I don't mind doing the hands. Like, I find them to be fair, I often find them a little bit interesting to do. Um, because it's always fun to just mess around and first of all to work out what the human, like, to a certain extent, this is sort of a reasonable like representation of a human body. There's a certain amount that isn't the same, like, or at least I mean, there's definitely some things that aren't the same in me. For example, that like if I wanted to do myself, I'd have to try and work in a back curve, which is joyous. Um, but yeah, like it's always interesting because like especially because of how much of the like especially with the MARUV packs because I know all of her choreography because I may or may not be slightly obsessed. Um, it's fine. It's fine. I definitely haven't wasted so many times just learning things like the Maria choreography. It's fine. But but yeah, but because of that, I can just like be doing this, and I'm like, oh, so that's why that happens, and that's how to make this work. It's surprisingly useful sometimes. Right, where is this? That looks painful and not realistic at all. In that case, I think I may have to just play it out like that. Okay, I don't want that. I want that, I think. So then I can do that. I can't remember what they look like. Nah, hands, hands. I understand why artists hate hands now, because like they're impossible. Especially because the way that I rest them on my hip is completely different to what that is. Shiny things. But yeah, like because I put my hand out, and I mean it doesn't help the fact that basically my thumb goes far further back than it should do, as I mentioned earlier. Actually, all of my fingers do, but like by comparison, my fingers when I make them look like that in game or at least in Blender, they look wrong. They look like they're painful. Looks like they need to go and see a doctor or something. Like, your hands do that. Jeez, go and see someone about that. Get that checked. It's not ideal. It's not well. Yeah. Ah, bloody hell, going wrong. Right. Sometimes there's just like times where you just like, okay, this isn't working. I need to restart. It also didn't help that the hand does that. I think maybe if I did this a little bit, it might give me a helping hand. Yeah. No, that wasn't intentional. Before people start face palming at my terrible puns, that wasn't meant to be. Ugh. Right. Let's see if this is any better. I think what I really need to do is I need to have it more like that. Because the moment that I've got it done, basically the moment that I can get the hand in the right shape, it can start to open. Hmm. Small hands with limited movement. I'm literally the antithesis. I have large hands with too much movement. But yeah, that was one of the things that I found when I first started posing. It was just like this is perfectly reasonable for me, but dear God, this looks painful on others. Yeah, I always forget to stop selecting the rest of the joints whenever I go to like say do this sort of thing. I always forget to do that, and then it's like, and then start moving it, and the hand just moves randomly because I've still got the wrist selected. Joyous, great fun. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. I want to bring it down a little bit. That looks wrong. It's literally just minor like tweaks at this point, just to these fingers, just to try and make them look a little bit more natural. There we go. I think that looks a bit better. Maybe. A theology textbook in Chinese. Yeah, like kind of sometimes. Yeah. Like, there's just some things that I get and it makes sense, and some things I just don't. Because, like, I'm not an anime. I mean, like, one of the only bright side of the fact that I'm getting used to posing is the fact that I may be able to end up making animations one day. And I have thought about potentially seeing if I can make some, what are they called? Some knotting animations, because, like, Omega versus. So this is kind of working, it's kind of practicing for that just in case, but like, still. Like, I don't understand how the animators do it, because like, this is a purgatory. I've known, like, yeah, that's beginning to look okay though, he says, tentatively. Just need to make it work a bit better with the hip itself. And the problem is that of course none of the Sims will be this shape. I always have the problem that they always have massive biceps. I think that's endemic of my should we say my playstyle? Yeah, we'll call it playstyle and be kind. Damn it, I was so close there. I think that's it. Because the problem is that this finger looks too straight now. There's a pun in there. Um, anyway, I swear to God, I've been hating my housemates. And my housemates, like, they all I can't tell if they like it or not sometimes, but like I can make a dick joke out of anything, and it's great. It's great fun, especially because like sometimes they can be like just looking at me like, what the hell? Um, but yeah, so that can always be a little bit interesting. That's a bit too big at the moment, and then I would just select these manually because they're a little bit smaller. That for some reason has managed to turn. There we go. That's what I wanted. This hand, I think these fingers need to move up a little bit because otherwise that's that might be why they're looking weird at the moment. That's looking a little better, I think. I mean, they're not going to be directly against the skin because of the problem with the what's it called? The name of it is clothing. That's it. I have a habit of forgetting words as well. So like many things you're learning about me this live stream. But yeah, I have no idea if that looks right or not. I, this is one of the problems of trying to rotate something that's off of the perpendicular axes. Trying to get this sometimes just to work is, I didn't want to do that. That, I think. That looks fine. I can't remember if these legs have been fixed or not. I think they have. Because they don't look too bad from that. Some the thumb giant, the thumb jabbing, the thumb jabbing into the kidneys and intestines. Yeah, that's not it's not my aim. I don't want my Sims to be trying to give themselves kidney replacements. But if that's what the people want, should I have included that as an option? Various homemade surgical procedures on the poll. That could have been an interesting one. Okay, there we go. Let's reset this arm and bring it down again. I always feel a little bit weird with having the arms out like that. Like, I feel like it's, just, yeah. You know what I mean? I hope I don't have to explain that. But anyway, either way, um, at the very least, this arm isn't too hard to redo. It's basically just drop it somewhere that seems vaguely natural. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I think what I want to do is basically I want to rotate this joint slightly so that then it looks like they have a bit more of an armpit, and then bring the elbow down like that. I think that's the aim. I think. I'm never really sure sometimes with poses because I can just like in the middle of doing them and then it's like, actually, I think this looks weird. I have had a couple where I've done that. And it's just like, it's kind of like, especially because I end up doing it and I'm just like, I don't want to have to redo it all because lazy. But like, It's just gonna look so much better if I did. So yeah. The question is this looking alright so far? I do like that face. That face looks kind of like it's. The problem is that especially with my Sims, because Acasta or Cass as I'll call him, who was the guy on the preview that I had running on the slideshow. I'll show it again just for brevity. But yeah, the guy on these pictures, like I have to really accentuate some of the what's it called? Some of the name of them is, and I will think about them, expressions. That's the word. I have to really accentuate some of the expressions with him in order to try and make him look, because like the sim in Blender will be looking fine, but in the but in the but if I go the sim in Blender will look fine, it will be perfectly emotive, but then I go into game with the cast and it's like nothing. It's great. It's really annoying. But either way, it's still a thing. So I sometimes just have to go back in, especially because there are things like if I have them gripping onto the arm because of the shape of the arm, I do have to sometimes change the pose to suit them. Because I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I do often make my make poses specifically for my Sims. I work on the principle generally that I'm making them for my Sims, such that then I can do what I want with them, and then like they go up for download if people want them, and people can always edit them if they wish to change them for their Sims. I'm pretty sure that's allowed. I'm pretty sure I have that in my TOU. Something about the whole don't, or is it don't share edited files? I can't remember. I can't remember. I wrote that TOU like 2 years ago. I wrote that TOU before I started making Omegaverse, and it's nearly Omegaverse's 2 year anniversary. Oh my god, that's mental. No, how is it? How has it been that long? No, it can't have been that long. No, it must have been because I started it back in February 2019 of 2018. I had it before I even had it. I was making Omegaverse before I even had Wicked Whims in my game. Like, ooh, Jesus. But yeah. Anyway, I think that's done. Yeah, the whole thing with Blender models not having the EA lashes. Yeah, you can kind of see that there because there are some of them that do have them. Because there are some EA models where they don't have the lashes, the natural eyes. I have a couple of Sims where it's like I look at them and they're like, you don't have any eyelashes. And then there's some where they do have the sort of block you want, basically the block one. And so some poses can be interesting in that regard. I mean, I generally have the opposite problem in the fact that because I generally have my Sims sort of like narrowing their eyes because I don't know, just think that generally looks quite good. Um, Sort of sultry, sort of come hither eyes as it were. So I generally have that, but then Ver, especially the main guy, he has quite small eyes. So if you make him squint too hard, it looks like he's not actually like closed his eyes, and it can be yeah, it can be interesting. I don't know if I have any like I don't think have I shown him off much? Because I know I used to do it when I was young, I was about to say when I was younger, like not that much younger, like a couple of years ago, like last year, especially when I used to make CC. Uh, yeah, Blender model, Blender models being flat chested. Yeah, I don't have that problem with the men. Actually, no. Yes, I do have that problem with the men because I always end up with them like hands just going straight through a pec. And I'm just like, but yeah, I've heard that problem with people who actually play women. Yeah, I've heard that that can be a problem. Right, I think that pose is mostly done. In that case, I'm going to quickly resave under O2. I'm trying to work because I was kind of thinking about doing 4 poses for this start. How have I been live an hour and only done 1? Anyway, um, maybe the walking one would look good. Anyway, well, let's see if we can try walking sims. Never done them before, but who knows? In that case, I think I may just reset everything about this model from the neck down. Yeah, I'm gonna reset everything about this model thus far. No, I didn't want to do those ones. No, no. Anyway. But yeah, Sims being flat, the Blender models being flat-chested, that's like an actual bane of my existence sometimes. Especially because I end up playing an awful lot of Alpha Omegas, and my Alphas end up fucking jacked. And it's like, their Omega will go to put their hand against their chest, and it's just like, and you are now in your, and it's like, you are in your Alpha's chest. Okay then. To be fair, I could kind of see that happening. I could kind of like not in like the whole clipping it through the chest like to kind of keep your hands warm, but I can totally see my like Omegas just going up to their alphas, just like let me touch your chest. It's hot. It's cold. Just if only just an excuse. Like I mean, I probably do that with my partner. Not that I wait, well, eventual partner. Hashtag forever alone. But anyway, so how is he gonna work? So I'm just trying to think how this would work. If the hit was that way, then it probably would take the step with this one. He'll probably walk that way first. I don't think I want to turn it quite that much. No, 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 no. But yeah. Right, let's just quickly copy that over to such that then they'll turn, and then I can change that. So then their hips are slightly forward, but then not like not at all. Joys. Love it when it just decides to not work. Because I don't want. It's all about trying to do stuff that's not massively like. It basically looks natural, and I really hope I don't have to Google pictures of people walking to work out what these should look like. Because like, I'm not really sure. Like, no, I don't know if this is gonna look. This will probably look like so robotic, or like you know that dog meme where you have to, or was it the cat? The cat meme where the cat's just like walking along with like one paw outstretched. Like I feel like that's what's gonna look. It's gonna look like. Just my sim about to take that. Oh god. Sometimes I wonder if this was a good idea. Like just this revealing to the world exactly how mental I actually am. Like I've got friends who know that. There's like I VC with and I voice chat on servers occasionally, but then like okay, yeah, that already looks better. I'm sorry, that just does look better. I mean, it currently looks like they're tightrope walking, but even so. Oh, I forgot to turn that leg, didn't I? But yeah. Ready to walk the tightrope. See? I'm not the only one. I mean, if I were to do that, I would probably have to have their like legs a bit closer together, like this. I mean, it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no. I promise I will try and make this look okay. I'm not actively out to try and make my Sims look absolutely stupid. That looks weird. Is it just me? That looks strange. Oh, that's why, because the foot leaves the floor, duh. So actually what I'd want is to do that. Actually, I'd want to, a bit, right, reset that. There we go. By the way, if you ever hear like that, just those random numbers, it's generally because I'm resetting shit. That might turn up a bit, and then raise up this leg such that the toes are properly on the floor. I have to say, the people who do like the proper Sims 4 animations, like either they have access to more than we have as modders, or they're like just really good at their jobs. I mean, I suppose they're probably quite good at their jobs, but still, the point stands. Point stands. They obviously must know what they're doing. That looks. Yeah, that looks. I think. Yeah, that's pose done, guys. Anyway. Uh, no, no, don't do that. Right. I think that's probably the best way of doing it. I think I may just move it in so that then it has a slightly more sort of like hippie I'm gonna say it. You know what I mean? Like the hip sways. I kind of want it to look a bit more like that because partly because A, I'm technically going to be using these poses for a woman. I just generally work with the male pose model because like I said, I play more men. It makes more sense. The rubber band man. I don't know that one. Don't be mean. You all are being mean to me. Like you're probably bullying me right now. It will look so much better when like if I feel like just doing that alone will make it look just better in the fact that it's not going to be stupid. No, I might just quickly do this just to make it look a little bit less terrible. No, no, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because she hadn't already noticed that's a noise I do when things are being annoying. No. Okay, that's setting off the gator. This pose isn't getting any better, is it? Anyway, I'm just leaving it like that because that's just hilarious. I'm sorry, it just is. Like, oh my god, that's proper gay risk syndrome, isn't it? I'm allowed to say that I'm gay. In case you hadn't already guessed. Although that was something that I did wonder one time, like, how, because I seem to remember there was something where somebody. Oh no, it's somewhere. It's on the server. People always on the sports server. People seem to always say she when they refer to me sometimes. Or at least I seem to remember that it's alarmingly common, and I'm just like, no, not that. But yeah, I think this is looking better already. You know, if you ignore that, if you like, you know what, I'm just gonna fix that because that is just wrong. That hasn't improved it. Honey, I'm home. Yes, he would be saying that. Oh my god. Oh no. This is like really. Anyway, honey. No. Um. It will look proper. I promise. I hope. I think maybe. Oh, no, don't break my hand again. I'll just fix that wrist. Is that the right joint? No, it's not. There we are. Why is that like? Why is his elbow like in his back? Like, I get posture, but like no, that's not where the elbow should be, dear. That is not how it should be working. I'm gonna get like no proper work done with this. This is gonna take me forever because I'll just be doing like stupid shit, and I just remembered I forgot to start recording. Oh well. Because I was thinking about doing this and then turning it into like a speed pose thing, but I suppose that's probably not the best of ideas with this one, considering I'm already halfway through this pack. And the problem is that at the moment it looks weird. This kind of looks weird. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Maybe if I move these ones in a little bit. That looks stupid. Nah. Trying to do like Sims facial expressions are like the hardest things to do. I swear to God. Because now that looks weird now. Am I just trying to? Okay. But am I just trying to like? I feel like maybe I should just accept that it is what it is. Like, I mean, as a walking pose, I'm pretty pleased with those feet. Though I may just quickly Google. Like, let's just have a look for walking person Google. Why am I typing Google? No. I literally just typed walking person Google into Google. Like, no. And don't give me a stick figure. You'll do. Yeah, I've got a picture of him. This got a picture of some guy. But it's still that's the problem with people walking. It just looks wrong. Maybe if I bring, like, unless you see someone actively walking. Duh, wrong thing. There we go. Windows. It's fun. Yeah, I mean, I do sometimes do that. I mean, the amount of time that it took me to actually try and get the couple of them, like a couple of the things that I've done before now, done. Like I've just been messing around with them. I'm just like, hey, this works. But I kind of want him to be this leg to be a little straighter. No, don't break the foot. There we go. Maybe this will look better. Maybe if I even rotate this leg in a little bit more again. Aha, I think I know what I need to do. If I swing the hip out that way a little more, hip out and round, because I already did do that, but if I make it just a little bit more accentuated, that might help it look a little bit more like what I'm aiming for. Maybe. I think. Maybe. Not sure. Help? I think that's looking better. Slightly. Mildly. A bit. It can't look worse. But yeah. That's working. We'll get this foot so that it actually, looks like it's flat. I need to bring it up a little bit more. No, actually no, I don't want to do. I don't want to bring that foot up. I want to bring him up. So then his foot is now not through the floor, and then I'll edit the other foot so that then that falls against the floor, because then it looks a little bit more natural, I think, like that. I think that's more the look I'm going for. That kind of weird that you get a laugh out of the touch your brain kind of antics. I don't know that one, but I don't think I want to. Touch your brain? Ew, no. Like, ew. Ugh. No, thank you. I like my brain in my head. This is why I hoard other people's poses. Why else do you think I use a lot of other people's? Like, generally, I seriously just. The only pose pets that I make are ones that are just so niche to me. Like me and like the MARUV ones. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm the only person who's this much of a diehard fan. I mean, I did actually. Although, with the whole Spotify Wrapped thing, I had a look, and naturally, my top artist was MARUV. And when it came to the percentages, I saw loads of people online, especially on Twitter, who were like, "Oh my God, I'm in X and I'm in such and such's top 0.5% of listeners," and I was just sat there like, "I'm in Maru's top 0.005." Like, granted, she's Ukrainian, so she has a smaller base than like say Ariana Grande. Like, I mean, she was one of my other top artists, but like if they like comparatively, like I wouldn't be able to get into Ariana's top, but like Maruv, I'm like, yeah, I listen to her songs a lot. Oh God, I'm not actually gonna have to get up and walk, am I? I might get. Oh, right. Hold on. Luckily, wireless headphones, so you can kind of see. I can kind of stay, but like I'm just walking up and down, literally walking up and down my bedroom, just working out what my hands do, because I just don't know. It's fine. It's fine. It's not as if I. It's not as if like. I mean, I've already accepted that my life is a little bit weird. Like, I mean, 2020. Come on. Like, I've been literally like, yeah. The idea that I'm sat here at midnight streaming to YouTube because I make poses. Like, what happened in my life that, like, what choice in my life led to this being my reality? Do you ever just think that and you're just like, how did I get here? Like, what series of choices led to this being a thing? Anyway, let's just try swinging these out a little bit and then bring the head back around ever so slightly. Yeah, I think that looks alright. I'll deal with the hands later because hands are evil, as we all know. But yeah, a couple of niche poses, just enough to curse it, to just enough cursing at Blend to make streaming a literal im, I can speak literal impossibility. There we go. I mean, yeah, I've had a lot of just like, yeah. I mean, I technically should be working on my uni assignment at the moment. I have a bunch of code that's due in a few days that still haven't finished, but it's fine. It's fine. I organized this before I realized that we're due in. It's fine. I don't know what to do with this arm. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of want to do that with it, but I feel like that looks wrong. Maybe, aha, that's what I need to do. If I bring forward the shoulder, if I move the shoulder blades a little bit, that should make it look a little bit more normal, a little bit more natural. And here we have one of the standard places where the blender mesh just doesn't really work. And it's great fun as you try and work out how. Anyway, all right. What I kind of wanted to do is that basically, but then I think that's about right. How does this look? I think that's right, but I don't know. It'll be fine. As with all things, I think I'm probably going to start working on this hand now. I'm just going to turn it down so that then I can use things a bit more perpendicular to the axis, so then it's not quite so horrible. And then I'm going to do the standard trick of curling the fingers, but I think I'm going to go for a slightly more of a curl on these ones. They're not quite that much on that. And then bring these down. That's alarming, I'm gonna say. That is not what a thumb should do, frankly. Or at least that's not what other people's thumbs should do. Mine would, happily, but still. That was something that was quite funny the other day when one of my housemates is like very like basically he's not flexible at all. And we were just messing around because we're a weird house. We get weirdly like friend. We're weirdly friendly in the fact that we can just like jump on top of one another. Like if we're on the sofa and we'll just form like a pile, and it's fine. We're not. That's normal. But yeah, we were just messing. I was just messing around with his hand one time, and I was just like, "Wait, your finger doesn't do that? Well, that's weird." And they took hold of my fingers, and they were just like, "Wait, what? Yours do that? What?" But yeah, that was always fun. Question is, do I try and mirror that on the other hand, or do I just, yeah, I'll ad-lib the other hand. Forgot to turn that down. Then if I just select these joints, no, that's moving, but like, yeah, my hand does that. Oh, Backstreet. Oh, if you're by the way, somewhere if you're interested in Backstreet Boys, have you heard Britney's of all things, Britney Spears, the new song that she literally released within like the past few days, and it features Backstreet Boys. I think it's part of the Glory album. Because she released another one, and she released another song from Glory. Well, I know she redid it recently, and then she added like all of her most recent stuff that she's been adding. It's like, yeah, with those fingers splayed out. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I think that's all right. I can't decide. I feel like this is too bent at the moment. So let's bring it down a bit. No, no, that's just no. That's not what I meant, dear. Okay, I think I'm getting there. As like I said, it's very much a sort of like, you know, like sort of, oh, what's the word? Basically that kind of bitty. I think that's the word that's coming to mind, but that's not the right one. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that hand is a little too far back actually. Now that I look at it. No, stop doing that. But now it looks wrong. Ugh. I hate this. Maybe what I need to do is I need to bring this not so far back. Maybe. Or maybe this one needs to be less close. Didn't want to do that. Hmm. I think we're getting there. Let's just see if we can. Maybe if I tried this, where if I mirrored what one shoulder was doing to the other, maybe that would make it easier to make them look like they belong, sort of like that. And then if I just rotate it a little bit such that then the arm's doing what I want it to. I think that's it. Maybe bring it down a little bit more. I think that might be it. Thoughts? If you guys have any ideas, that would be helpful. What would it look like if I put it in rendered mode? It's a little bit fuzzy, but still. I don't know, it looks... I think it's too turned. I think I may have done turn the top of the body too much. Oh, my PC is not liking this. Texture. I think I may just need to redo this somewhat. What should it be? Ah, that's why. It's because the rest of the body is too turned, I think. There we go. So if I have it like that a little bit, such that it will at least look like the hips out a bit. Turn it that way. And then I think it would look a little bit better. Maybe not. Wait, if I were to do that, is that, yeah, that's independent of that. Did I do anything to that one? No. So, by rights, if I want it to be looking that way, I need it to look like that, don't I? In that case, then I've turned those hips far too much. That's why. I think that may make a difference now. Of course, that means I'm going to have to redo everything I did with the legs, but still. What's wrong with his wrist? What do you mean Blender wants to break his wrist? I mean, I don't think it's trying to actively break his wrist at present. I mean, it definitely was previously. Like, it was like just, yes. Right. I have to zoom this far out to be able to work out where they're actually looking. I think they're looking at one another. Well, you're not. You're looking at the camera. Well, technically this one doesn't. This one has no idea where he. This one has no idea what's going on. He's like, why am I tied to a chair? But otherwise, he's generally fairly happy. Let's just do that. I love how I adjusted the neck and then proceeded to immediately undo it. It's fine. It's fine. It's not like I'm trying to plan ahead or anything. Planning ahead? Who is she? I don't know her. I think this is looking better. Maybe if I brought the arms down a little bit again. Yeah, I think that's mostly good. And I think I don't actually have to do too much to the feet. Apart from, oh, well actually no, I think they could do with moving over ever so slightly. No, that was the toes. There we go. No, don't try and break his ankle as well. Like, no fair, Blender. I think that's alright. That ankle needs to turn slightly though. Otherwise it looks a bit weird. Anyway, I'm gonna call that done. I think what I'll do is I'll save it as it is, and then we can take a look at how it looks in game later and decide what edits we want to make then. So, there are two more, and I'm trying to work out what I wanted them to do. I kind of want one. I want one where he's holding the head, where the vampire is holding the victim's head, because of course. And then the other one that I wanted was one where he's holding the shoulders, because I kind of imagined that, and one where the guy, the victim's just sort of like, oh shit, what's going on? Possibly one that leads into. Hang on, I'm paranoid now. Ever since it deleted all of my work on the hand, I'm just gonna resave everything. Check that one is working all right as well. Yeah, that one's working fine. Oh wait, no, I never did anything new for this one's face. Oh great, now I've got to work out what he's doing now. Maybe he'll be looking down at his stuff. In that case, I want to go 1 naught naught naught. There we go. And I'll copy that to the rest of the other joints in his head. Copy that here. Where is this? Where are his eyes? That one and that one. Copy them. There we go. So, right. I hope this me scratching at my head isn't. Yes, my head. I think it may be picking it up. Oh well. Anyway. Either way. Oh, I forgot to get Pepsi. Oh well. Well, I mean, I've got half a glass of Pepsi at the moment. That's the clinking you can hear, by the way, because I drink through straws, because, yeah. So I kind of want him to be kind of looking down there, maybe. I think what I might do is I may just quickly, first of all, save. No, not visual rotation. Lockrot. Lockrot, save. And I think I may just grab what I did for his. No, not that one. That one. There we go. I'm just going to re-grab what I did for his arms, because it was a bit easier. Mostly because I don't want to have to repose these. Right, let's drop these back into number 2. So then the arms are now nice and back in the middle, I think. Oh no, not perfectly. In that case, I think I may move this one a bit further back. Like so. Then bring that one forward. I can kind of imagine him having like handcuffs on or something, but I don't have any decent. I don't have any like CC ones that I could use, so yeah. Right, he's gonna be looking down now. So first of all, I kind of want his eyes to be looking a bit more down, like sort of behind. I think what he's probably going to be looking is about here, sort of area. So his eyes will need to look down, like sort of that way a bit more. Where are his eyes? It's that one and this one. And no, I don't want you to be doing that. Oh god, he's just like, oh, for God's sake, not another vampire. Anyway, like that, I'm thinking. And then because he's looking down, I think his eyelids would probably follow a little bit. But at least I'm pretty sure that's what happens naturally. Not sure. Naturally, as I mean, because obviously I spend so much time looking at other people. Lol, I don't think I've actually spoken to another actual human person for like literally days. I go days where I don't talk to people now. Not that I'm complaining, believe me. Like, I am fine with my solitude. Other people are noisy and annoying and leave crumbs everywhere. It's definitely not a job at my housemate. he's just he's questioning. Oh, for God's sake, he's not doing another post back, is he? Oh, I mean that's kind of what I'm looking for, but not quite that extreme. Okay, you would probably have like your neck doing a bit more of this, like lifting. Oh, now he's biting his shoulder naturally. Come on, there we go. Maybe he's trying to look at his restraints, maybe. Hmm. Okay, he looks more sad now than scared in this one. Maybe his eyebrow would be a little bit. Maybe this eyebrow would raise a little. Like that. Like he's just like, huh? What's socializing? Mood. Like, ew, people. No, go away. In it. Especially when people like, I mean, like, I don't know what it's like in where you guys are from, because it's like, but when I'm on the bus or something, like, I don't talk to people. Like, we don't talk to people on buses. Especially not, definitely not in my city, and I'm pretty sure not in the UK either. Like, we don't talk to people. And I remember one time I was coming home from college, like this was several years ago, and I was sat on the bus, and it was a busy bus, and I was sat there, and the guy next to me started talking to me, and I was just like, yeah, okay, I'll answer your questions, sure. And then he started having a full blown conversation with me, and I'm like, no, we don't do no, no, that is not what we do here. We don't do that. That is what Americans do. Americans have these sorts of conversations on the bus. We do not. We are British. And then to top it all off, I couldn't really hear him because the bus was quite loud and my hearing is poor. Uh, and it's like I was basically having to spend this entire conversation with this man just nodding along, just like yeah, yeah, sure, yeah, nodding and making agreeing noises basically. And it was like, yeah, it was purgatory. I just remember I genuinely thought about getting off and just getting the next bus. It was just ugh. Anyway, happy thoughts. Perhaps if he thinks he bites himself, the vampire will ignore him. No, the vampire's going for his neck, not his shoulder. Maybe he's trying to make the job easier for the vampire. I think this is kind of it. I don't know. I don't know if I'm feeling this or not, but I think I'll see how it looks in game. Right, let's save that and open. I think the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing the one where he's kind of stood behind this one. So let's maybe like basically this, but like stood up. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to. In fact, I think it would probably be easier if I go for this one. But that means I'm going to have to put inverted kinematics back on. Yay. Anyway, let's just get them back in then. Invert. Why did I keep saying inverted? It's inverse. Like, geez, Jam. Inverse. Get them back on. I put them generally where I put them is on the wrists and the ankles, and then I can move them around, and kind of make them look a little bit more natural. Because I'll usually rotate everything where it should be, and then kind of use this to make the final adjustments. That then things like the feet are in the right place, arms are in the right place, hands are looking where they should be, etc. Oh, for crying out! I've got to do this again. I keep having to do this bloody wrists. These wrists and arms, like, come on. It's just irritating. 3. No, 3. Let me type it. Jeez. Jesus. Oh my god. Wait. When you lived in Korea, your sister got. Hold on, I'm just going to read this for people who, like. When I lived in Korea, my sister got up to give an old lady a seat on the bus, but the old lady just pulled my sister onto her lap and then laughed about how skinny she was. Like, ew, no. Ew. Ugh. I mean, that is one of the few things I have, like, to my advantage. Like, I'm. Let's just say, I'm not a small guy. I'm 6'2". I'm not thin, but I'm not fat. Like, I'm not obese or anything, but, like, I, I have a belly. People would not look at me and go, "Oh, you're so skinny." At least when people do, I'm just like, "Shut the fuck up! You are lying." I have certainly been attacking this way. I have been certainly attacking the Christmas chocolates. But that is quite. That was a funny joke that I heard from Sarah Millican when she was just like, "Some people are beach body ready, some people are Christmas body ready." I'm certainly the latter. Right, let's just save all of this. In fact, I'm going to save this all to the base one, so then I don't have to do it again because I'm lazy, as I have mentioned multiple times. Right, I'm going to borrow the wrists again because lazy, and I forget that it doesn't like scrolling in certain places. Right, I'm just going to quickly go and select all of these. No, I don't want to select all of them. I want to select the wrists. Copy, go back into the base one and paste it there. Save. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, go away. I know I've done shit wrong. You'd have to put me. Don't have to like bring attention to that fact. I'm also going to resave that over that, so then the wrists are there. And then we shall save that as 03. And it has been an hour and a half. Hashtag Christmas body ready. In it. You know, the people who have like, two slices of turkey and they're like, okay, I'm stuffed. I'm like, give it here. I can manage like 14 pigs in blankets alone. Not even joking. I did once have one Christmas where I ate 14 pigs in blankets and it was great. Although when I say pigs in blankets, I would like to point out British pigs in blankets, not this crap, not like these like sausages wrapped in pastry or dough. No, that's a Yorkshire. No, just no sausages wrapped in bacon. You know, cured meat wrapped in cured meat. Like, come on, come on. We know what we're doing here. Can I be bothered doing his face either? No, I cannot. Oh God, this isn't right. Save Lockrat. And I'm gonna go and find a good picture of his face. I think, I think I'm gonna use this one because this is like, especially if he's touching the vampire. You will do me quite well, thank you very much. Copy, open, 3, paste. I just love, like, the alarmed look on this. It's like, yeah. I'm in shape. Round is that one. Yes, I am using that. I'm sorry, I'm having that. I'm so going to say that to my family next time. Because, yeah, definitely looking forward to going home for Christmas. I mean, in fairness, it's not the worst, because, although we have no idea what we're doing for Christmas, because once again, we have the joys of working out what my nana is doing for Christmas, because, oops. Sorry. I swear to God, what did I end up changing? I had his right eye selected, didn't I? Oh, that's why. I've got it. Just like, that was the strangest thing I've seen in a long time. There we go. Oh, no, still just as bad. Oh, that's why I forgot. I forgot about that. I've got to copy it over, don't I? There we go. Oh, sorry, I just can't help but look at that and just like, yeah. But yeah, anyway. Let's get this done. Let's get these poses done, shall we? I feel like he would probably maybe be like just a little bit more alarmed, like what's going on? And then vampire boy, because once again, lazy copying. Open you. I'm gonna take your pose. No, you. There we go. Copy. And you are gonna go back on here. Wait, no. I saved you, bastard. Fucking hell. It is not my day to day when it comes to this sort of shit. Right. Lockrot. Lockrot. Save. I'm just, when it does this, honestly, it's like, it's just like motivation gone. Especially when I have to redo shit that I've just done several times. Oh, I thought I'd just have to redo the vampire then. I was like, wait, what? You better not have done that again, bitch. Copy to the selected. Where are the eyes? Those eyes. And then I'll take you because, not you, because I know that you're not working. I'll take you. Copy to the selected. I'm sorry, there's just something about that face that makes me laugh. And now, kind of what I want to do, basically I want the hands to come and rest up on the shoulders. Like, I think what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to just mirror this and then adjust it because obviously it's not going to be perfectly symmetrical. But yeah, kind of like this. Come on. Yeah. This here. And suddenly I have a random song in my head. I don't know why. Don't really want to question it, frankly. The worst part is that if I end up starting to sing it, like, because first of all, you'd be subjected to singing. Second of all, it's like I'm not 100% if I would get copyright striked, because like there's a good chance that I might. Although one of my friends, he streams regularly, and he uses like he deliberately uses copyright free he deliberately uses copyright free music, and yet he still gets flagged when he re-uploads to YouTube, and it's like, why is this a thing? YouTube monetization. It's vaguely fucked. Especially copyright strikes. Like there's a reason. Like you hit like the amount of shit that I've heard people talk about when it comes to the whole copyright strikes. I forgot that. I keep forgetting to set it to the individual origins. That's why they all sort of rotate as one. It looks weird. It looks very strange. But either way. No, don't want to do that. I want to do that. And then I think what I would do is yeah, I'll bring the thumb out a bit more. The one problem with having to switch between translate and rotate is the fact I keep forgetting to. So it's like, it's not always ideal. I think that looks alright. Yeah. Do. Hmm. Yeah, that looks alright. Sorry, mine's going to about 7 other different places right now. Okay, so the problem is that I kind of want to move this forward, but then if I do that, I have to move this. And the more that I do that, the more it looks unnatural. Okay, that looks a little better, I think. That's fine. Ah, that's a problem. Need to rotate this. Oh, and then he's got his thumb in his shoulder. Naturally. This still looks wrong. That looks even worse. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I hate it when I do that. Okay. Like I do that all the time because it's Control Z and then Z does the wire and then you switch between solid and wire bound and it's like that's vaguely scary. Anyway, what did I just unclick? But either way, texture. Texture just looks a little bit less statuey. Like the statue. Fingers on the brown button. Naturally. Right. No, I didn't want to do that. You, and you. Let's bring you curled over a little bit. So then, basically I do it until the little finger generally is touching, and then I take off the little finger and I keep going until then the subsequent fingers aren't touching anymore. Are touching the body. Just keep taking off a finger such that then because I generally find that looks like a fairly natural grab that way. I mean, assuming it doesn't do that, obviously. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Seriously, I was so worried that I was going to be burping this entire stream because, like I said, I drink Pepsi. It's not exactly conducive to not burping. Okay, that looks all right. I think. I'll worry about the face later and where he's looking. Anyway, in that case, I think I'm probably just going to mirror this because lazy. Copy to selected. Copy to selected. And copy to selected. And then in order to mirror, I just mirror the X and Y axes. No, didn't want to do that. That. X. Y. His wrist looks broken. I hope this does fix it actually, because see, there we go. See, it's fine, it's fine. And then this bit is going to be really tedious, so I'm going to apologize to to you guys for this bit. Because, yeah. I mean, it's not as bad as when I didn't know about the whole copy to selected thing, and so I used to have to take a screenshot of what those numbers were and copy them out manually. Oh god, that was a drag. That used to be so tedious. To the point where I would purposely start making making some of my poses to be not symmetric. No, I didn't want to do that. Oh, that's why. Because I was pressing page up rather than home. But yeah, I would be like, but I would, because I didn't want to have to try and mirror across the axes, I just wouldn't make them symmetrical. I would purposely try and make it look like, I mean, not like to the point where it was like it was almost symmetrical, but not quite. I would just purposefully put in things that would look different, like designed to be that way. Although the worst one that I had to do once was it was for one of the MARUV post packs. It was for you. That was it. The bit with all the splits. Hold on. It will probably come up in the slideshow if I go over to this one. I will point it out in a moment. It's not this one. It's not this one either. It's this one. It was so annoying to mirror them because then they would have to be basically two people sat in, especially the splits ones. They would have to be basically sat the same. It was bloody annoying. I will be honest. But yeah. Anyway, back to Blender. As you can see, lovely and slick editing there. Yeah. Where is his finger? I can't tell. Right. Then invert these. The problem is now is that I'm looking at this, all I can think of is like, hold on. Did I do that right? I think I didn't do that right. Yeah, I didn't do that right. I gave that one a double minus. But yeah, oh, thanks. Yeah, I did. I was surprised. I was surprisingly pleased with an awful lot of the pose packs that I've done. Like, they turned out rather well, especially considering that was my second time posing, I think. Although one thing that I do want to do at some point is go back through the MARUV 1 and remaster it, as it were. Because there was, first of all, there's a couple of other Siren Song poses that I want to put in there. And I just didn't know how to, especially ones with like multiple sims, because I didn't know how to do it back then. And the other one that I want to, another one that I want to kind of remaster is I kind of want to add CC microphones in there, because I know that there is CC that you can get where it's like a cast thing, but I don't know how to use it yet, so I need to look into how to do that. And that's or at least that's currently the sort of like when I'm not busy, when I have a break, which won't be for a while because joys, uni's kind of mental at the moment. But yeah, I get like basically my term finishes on the 18th. It's obviously Christmas on the 25th. I'm going home at some point for Christmas, so I'm going to be away from my PC. So I won't be able to do any modding or anything. So Joy's currently looking at Omegaverse thinking I really need to get a pre-release out before I go home. And the problem is that I just don't have time to work on that at the moment because I've got to work on my uni assignment because that's due in and I require that for my degree. So sorry, priorities. But but yeah, so yeah, that's always fun. Anyway, that's just a minor update as to where things are, in case y'all are interested. Just trying to make this look a little bit less symmetrical, because obviously, like if a person just walks up to you and puts their hands on your shoulders, they are not going to be like exactly have their hands in exactly the same position, exactly the same place. So all being well, let's try and get this done. I think that looks alright. I know I'm going to have to move this one out because a caster has a decent sized back, basically. I made that mistake earlier on in this pose pack. Right. As for where, and I'm just going to quickly do something that I don't usually do in the fact that I'm going to move this foot slightly, just so it looks a little bit less like they're in the same place. Anyway, that's done. Save you. No. Yeah! Anyone for some nostrils? Okay, that wasn't meant to happen. Sorry, I'm really, really childish sometimes. I'm just waiting for the stream to catch up. Just watching it, because I think there's about a 10-second delay. Yeah, there it is. There's the nostrils. Sorry, I just, like, I don't know why. Why did that make me laugh so much? No, I don't want the head to be quite that tilted. Just a little bit that way. A little bit that way. Although actually, if I'm going to be working on the face, it will be easier if that stays upright. Because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the smile now. There we go. Great sense of smell, innit? I mean, he'd be able to smell like a fart from 4 miles away, so, you know, I feel like that would probably be, with great power comes great responsibility. Or alternatively, he could, like, smell nuclear, like, devices or something, because that's, like, can't dogs do that? I know that's what they use, like, the sniffer dogs for, and, like, the police. Oh, no, drugs. It's drugs. Never mind. I know what I'm talking about, probably. Right, let's move these eyes down a little bit, because I kind of want his eyes to... Nope, that's the wrong sim. This is the eyes. Eyes. Where's the other eye? No, that's the cheek. Eye. Let's make him look down a little more. And then bring the lids down a bit, such that then they look a little bit more like their natural. And then they match a little bit more with the eyes. New kind of superhero. What would his superhero name, though? Be like Super Nose? I don't know. Like, I feel like that's a strange name for a superhero. Super Nose. I don't know. I don't know. Right. I think that's that pose done. And then finally, let me just quickly check that it's saved. Before I go and start doing more. So essentially, there's going to be a pose that comes in between that and that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the vampire gently touching the bottom of his face, like his chin, and sort of, if only with just like his index finger, and pulling the head around slightly. So I think what that will do is we'll get the eyes. It's this one that I want. Eye, other eye, and he'll look like that. And then a slight bit of head. No. No! Other way. There we go. Like that. Sort of. Then maybe a little bit like that. This one, on the meanwhile, will be starting to bend over. In which case I will do this. No, this. No, this. I think that's about the right amount. I can't remember where I had them placed in the other one. So in that case, I'm just going to quickly lock rot, and save as. Put that as 04. Oi. Right, let's see where they're positioned in this one. They're stood far further back in this one, as you can see. In that case, I'm going to copy where these all are. Copy, open, and pop them into 4, such that then I can hopefully work out where he is and kind of position him halfway between it. Like almost there. Okay then, that's a strange look. Anyway, like he looks almost like, I don't know. Also, bums. Didn't realize he was clipping through the seat quite that much. So I think that's alright. I also don't want him quite that bent over? No. Oh, I always forget that. Yeah. I want to do about that, basically. Wait, no, I want to go the other way, don't I? Duh. About there, I think. I kind of want him there, I think. In which case, we will quickly get the... In fact, can I do... Would this work, I wonder? No. No, I don't think that will work, actually. In that case, let's just quickly do this. Wait, is he clipping through the floor in the other one? Not sure. I think it's fine. I'll have to check that. I'll be a bit weird. I'll be a bit annoyed if that was like something that I forgot to check with like the first ever pose that I did for this pack. Either way, this is looking alright. The way that this pose looks like, it almost looks like he's playing with the restraints. But no, that's not the plan. First of all, let's get him to look up a little bit and potentially O. And then do this such that his arm is in roughly the right place. Bring this over, put his hand roughly where it needs to be. And then let's just quickly select all of it and reset it because I cannot be asked trying to do another hand. Say, copy selected. And then my current thought is like just to just like his index finger, just resting on the cheek of the victim. Like that's my current thought. Whether or not it will look any good is another matter entirely. Especially considering he's far too high for that. Anyway. I wonder if I can do this. Bring it down a little. No, wrong way. This is definitely working. Just giving a nice check, just checking that the heart is there and beating, as a vampire would wish. And then these would be curled in, like so. Although I think a little bit more like that, sorry. This is definitely looking alright, probably, a bit, not. Yeah, that's looking a little unnatural. That's not looking much better, I will be honest. It's fine, probably. I can't even tell where the fingernails are. I think those are supposed to be the fingernails, which is like the weird bit. Okay. Let's just quickly reset this. Copy to selected. I'm going to bring this out such that I can actually mess around with it while it's on the axes. Because it's like, sometimes the fingers, because of how you need to be kind of accurate with fingers and make sure that they only bend a certain way, some joints you can kind of get away with it. Like if the elbow is slightly bent more than it should be, but fingers are really obvious when they're bent out of shape. So yeah, kind of need to make sure that they're all right. And bring that in. This vaguely reminds me of doing the Siren Song guns. Or the one from the 007 pack, which was one of the other options for the Pol. That ended up tying with the MARUV pack. And I was going to do another MARUV pack, but I've been streaming now for nearly 2 hours and my voice is beginning to die. So I think once we get these done, Yeah. I think once we get this poses done, we're gonna be finished. I'll show you what they look like in game, hopefully. Assuming that my game wants to play ball, because who knows? That could be fun. But yeah, let's take a look. I think that looks alright. I'm gonna do the standard practice of doing that, and then if I do that slightly, it'll look like it's kind of been pushed against, almost. Or maybe it won't, I don't know. I'm never quite sure if it will look right. This is basically kind of what I'm thinking. You know, maybe not, obviously not in his neck. Like, the aim would be not to have his, you know. I mean, maybe he's checking for a pulse in the neck as well. Potentially, maybe. It could be a thing. I hope this works. It doesn't look like it's clipping too badly, so that's alright. Trying to think. I think maybe the finger needs to. I think maybe what I need to do is I need to undo that a bit more and then bring the finger up a little more, like so, almost. I think that's why it looks weird at the moment. Yeah, kind of like that. No, wrong way. That's one of the problems with Blender, getting these, trying to grasp these points. Sometimes it can be a little bit hit or miss. And I want it just touching the chin. Not like that, but like just about. That. I think. And I think maybe he would be, the victim would be looking up almost. Where are the eyes? So almost doing. No. Oh, what have I managed to accidentally select? Lid. There we go. And then maybe if I brought the head around a little. No. As always, it's being nice and cooperative. Bring the finger around a little more. Like so. I think that looks pretty good. I think that looks alright. Although, maybe it could do with just being a little bit more on the face. Like that. And then, if this sort of deforms a little bit more, I can bring it a bit closer and make it look like it's more pushing the face. Or sort of pulling the head around, you know what I mean? But yeah. God, I'm just looking over at Discord. There's a lot of messages I haven't looked at. I'll look at them. But yeah, so he's looking at this guy. Where are his eyes looking? Because I want them to look at the victim. It's this one that I want, so I want the eyes. Left eye, right eye. Yeah, maybe not like that. Just thinking, you know, as it goes. I think that looks pretty good, personally. Need to worry about the other hand, but I think that's just going to be the standard, you know, holding onto the shoulder. Because I don't really get my, I don't think I really do anything else with this hand, with this vampire's hands in this pack. Right. Right. Like so. Bring it a little closer. Like so. No, it's the standard, just trying to get it slowly into place. To get it to... Basically, it's just a matter of slowly maneuvering and rotating the joints around just so that then everything fits properly. This finger needs to move up slightly. Maybe across. No, not that way. Across, but not that way. That way. Then maybe bring this one around a little. There we go. That's looking alright. And I think this thumb doesn't need any adjustments for once. Good. Now the question is this hand looking realistic? No, because it's in the middle of his chest right now. Naturally. In that case, bring the hand out and rotate. Then I think I will move the chin up slightly, so then it's not quite so likely to be in the middle of his chest. You know, just trying to eventually get some semblance of a chance of winning at this thing. I think that should fit, but the moment that he has anything on his chest, that is going to look terrible. In that case, I'm going to once again do this, and suddenly I thought of the Bernie Sanders meme. I swear to God, my brain just throws random shit sometimes, and it's just like, and here's a random thing to talk about. Just think about just a random meme. How is this looking? There we go. I think this is alright, and it should be fine if they end up like buff. We'll find out, I guess, because the cast is fairly buff. Right, I think that's number 4 done. Looking at this. Lock rot. And do I have that saved as number 4? Yes, I do. Save. Cool. I think that's these poses done then. Let's have a look at them in game. Right, so this is the fun bit, where basically I've got to copy them all over onto their individual into their own individual poses. And the way that I do that is I take this, so I take whichever one I've been working on, for example, and I open up one of my old poses, copy paste the pose onto it, save as, and then I save it as whatever that pose is, and then O1 or O2, just for like it as the individual poses. And then I lock rot it, save, and then I basically go through and do the same thing for the vampire, and then I do that for each pose. Save as O2, lock rot, save, and so on and so forth. I assume that you're all quite capable of guessing what I'm doing now. Or at least I don't need to narrate. I guess I probably don't need to narrate this bit, as it were. Lock rot, save, O2, O1. Copy O2, O2. Lock rot. Can't forget to lock rot because otherwise it won't work. And I almost, invariably whenever I'm doing poses, I always forget to do 1 or 2 poses. I forget to lock rot them as I'm saving them into the poses. Although normally I'm doing it as I'm posing. So it's like, usually I don't forget quite so much. But hopefully I won't have forgotten any. Let's get this one. And then we can take a look at them in game. Although it will take my game a little while to start up, by the way. I'm just gonna warn y'all. Save it as that, lock rot, save. Then pose 4, copy you, save, 0401, Delocrat, I can't remember. And copy you. To Lockrat. Save. So let's just quickly go through and check them all. So this is the first post that we have with nervous looking sim and smug looking vampire. This is the second post we have, nervous looking sim, smug looking vampire. Third post we have, even more nervous looking sim, thirsty looking vampire. And finally, we have the final post where we have the very nervous looking sim and the vampire ready to feed. So let's take a look at how these look. Let's just quickly get Sims 4 Studio open and we can sort these out. Let me just open up Sims 4 Studio. Then I can show you guys what's going on. Sims 4 Studio. There we go. So these are the poses that we have currently. I'm gonna need to name them all a bit more, but yeah, whatever. 10? Oh yeah, 1002. Right, so we're gonna add one. So this will be 0101, where this is the victim not kneeling on the floor. In this case, he'll be tied to chair. Oh no, in chair, won't it? In chair. And then 0102. As you can probably tell, this is the riveting part of the stream. And then you are going to be stirred far behind the chair. We'll describe it. I generally try and write a description of what they are, if only just because I know that the pictures can sometimes be a little bit small. So, yeah. Although then again, when it's all just victim in chair, I think it's probably not the most helpful. 0202. In that case, this will be the vampire walking to chair. It's 03, 01. I should probably have done this. If I was being like, if I'd been prepared, I kind of was, because I was pretty prepared when it came to OBS, but like, wasn't prepared when it came to this. Because to be honest, I wasn't actually sure if I was going to end up doing this in this stream, or if because I wasn't even sure if I was going to finish. Hands on victim's shoulders. Because I optimistically thought that I might finish this and another pose pack, and I'm just like, no. I did like 4. Go away. Don't want to do that. Go away! Menu. I don't know if you guys can see that menu, but either way. Either way, it was being irritating, for lack of a better word. Victim in chair again. Add 0402. Can't believe I've only got like 8 poses done this stream. And then touching victim's chin. So we have 01, in which case we need to import poses, that one, that one, that one. Takes a moment. It's not the fastest thing in the world. Oh, you can't see the little loading thing. Or can you? Hold on, let me switch to OBS. Let's see if you can see it. Then let's import 02, 0102. Oh no, you can. Good, you can see the little loading thingy. Because honestly, I think you deserve to be able to enjoy the riveting content that is a scrolling wheel. Yeah, as you can see, really creative with my names when it comes to these poses. I'll probably give them proper names at some point, but like, No, although knowing me, it will be song lyrics from something like There Will Be Blood. But then, because they're all part of the same series, I'm not sure if it would that make sense. I don't know. I can't decide. Oh, I'll decide when it comes to releasing this thing. I'm not even. I mean, I haven't got any of the screenshots done, so like that'll take time. Because screenshots take a surprisingly long time to do. Like I never would have realized, but like it's actually kind of different. It's because I have to take pictures of every single pose in multiple positions to work out which one's best, and then I need to resize them to make sure that they fit in it. I need to format them so that they end up in the right size, and it's like actually kind of difficult. Right, now I've got the fun of trying to reorganize all of these. Oh, 03. Right, that should be all right now. So that's 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 2, 5, 1, 5, 2, 6, 2. Yeah, there we go. That's all looking good. So we'll save that. And we will pop that in my mods folder, which you can't see because I can only do window capture, because otherwise it's kind of boring. But what I can do is I can start the game, and whilst I'm waiting for that to load up, I will quickly put this one back on, because it's something for you to watch. Then whilst my game is deciding to load up, just going to, actually, should I close Blender? No, I'll leave Blender open. Anyway. Let's see if Sims is going to crash on me, because it has a habit of crashing when I first open it up. Like, I know that that happens for a lot of people, and I don't think it's a bad thing per se. Like, it's obviously not ideal. Um, yeah, it's crashing, but has it salvaged itself? I think it may have salvaged itself. There we go. Should be loading. Perfect. In that case, let's switch over to Sims. Live streaming Sims. Hey. But yeah, now you've got the joys of loading screens, which if I was in a video, I would have edited them out. But, well, actually, no, knowing me, I probably wouldn't, because, like I said, lazy. Oh, I hate it when I get to the end of a Pepsi thing. It's always annoying. Oh, somebody followed DSI. Oh yeah, same. It takes forever to load, and sometimes it can take a little while for it to like work through and everything. But yeah. Also, have you seen the new menu? I don't like. I don't know. It looks really busy. Like they redesigned the entire menu like about 6 months ago, and now they've redone the menu again, but they've basically done what it was but mirrored it. Like no, put the renders back. They were better. Stop making this busy. If you want to do something like this, put a launcher or something. That would surely make more sense. Anyway, you can just have a look at all of my saves. But yeah, anyway, you're going to see my house of, yeah, loading screens for the full experience. Yeah, y'all are going to learn. You guys experience the true game with me. But yeah, I can't remember if I have. I'm pretty sure Ravella is there, but I'm not sure. Either way, I don't know. I don't know about the new menu. Because, like, on the one hand, I kind of like it. I prefer that style, but I think it looked better with the old way that it was. Personally, I don't see why they changed it. I know why they changed it because the whole market research thing and millennials like color apparently. I'm just like, I'm a zoomer. Like, no, give me simple, clean lines, please. Not this shit. But yeah, I'm running out of things to say. This thing better hurry up and load. Like, come on, hurry up. Yeah, Jesus Christ, I've been going for 2 hours and 20 minutes now. I just looked at that and I was like, I was expecting this stream to last about an hour and a half, if I'm honest. That's probably why I'm feeling quite dead. But yeah. Really hope Wicked Whims isn't doing anything when I load it. Like, I could really do without Wicked Whims, like, doing anything. To be fair, same. I did. I like being able to see the full packs, like to admire my collection. Like I paid a lot of money for this. I want it. But yeah. Do 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 do. Sorry, I'm not interesting. I should have put music on in the background or something. Like, I mean, I could, but like the problem is that there would have to be two types of music. It would either have to be instrumentals that I've not heard, in which case I have no idea what they sound like, or it would be songs that I know, in which case I would almost certainly be singing along to them because I can't stop myself. Although the other day, oh, I had the most embarrassing experience the other day because basically I'm in the ground floor bedroom of my house, and so an Amazon parcel came and he knocked on the door, but I was sat there. I mean, I was watching the Lady Gaga Super Bowl performance again because it's a good thing, and I was singing along, and I was singing so loud that I didn't hear my doorbell. And the guy apparently was stood there and he was like knocking on my window and everything, and he rung me up on my phone. I answered and I was like, "Yeah, do you want your parcel or not?" And I was like, "Oh shit!" So I walked to the door and I like, he just answered the door, took the parcel, and I was dying inside. Like it was just especially because the windows are only so thin, like they would have heard. It's just like, oh, this is not fun. But yeah. Hurry up and load for crying out loud. The problem is that because this lot is fairly big and fairly full of CC, um, because it's an old build that I did that I just sort of moved people into, and then I put like a studio, like a recording thingy down in, not a recording thingy, a photo studio down in the bottom, down in the basement, and so it was like, it was interesting basically, is all I'll say. Although I did that with my with Ver's house. I put like this nice um underground photo studio in his basement. It was great. Heck, may show you that later. It depends on if I have time. But yeah. Come on, hurry up and load. Been loading now for like, because one of the things that I've noticed especially is that on my phone, I'll work through an awful lot of these oh god, do not crash. The plumb bob freezing scared me then. Oh, noise. But yeah, on my phone, I can tell when I've been modding recently or testing stuff because I'll have been working through puzzles on my phone whilst I'm waiting, and because the loading takes like 5 or 6 minutes, and oh great, my skins have all broken. I thought skins were fixed. Oh bloody hell, that's annoying. Because they look fine in cast, but they don't work in the but evidently they don't work in game. Joys. Okay, so you're just gonna have to enjoy people with like covers on them. Anyway, these are the two. Sorry. There's just something about this that looks hilarious. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm gonna have to see if I can re-download Smoothish then. Anyway, ignoring the weirdness, and I need to put move objects on. bb.moveobjects. Oh god, it's lagging even more than it normally does. Come on. No, no, you will go there. There we go. So I use the gnomes because of MCC. Right, you teleport caster. You teleport. Where is she? Revella. There she is. And let's do this. Let's see how these look. Although first of all, I am quickly just going to let the game load in some textures. Because I generally find that if I let it just zoom out a bit. Also, surreptitiously, I can show off my house that I built. That side's not the best one, but I do love this. I love this angle, especially. Like, I love that view. You can see a couple of them. Oh no, you can't see any of the other houses in this because this isn't my building save. But yeah, anyway, that's the house. I'm done showing off now. Really hope this is going to speed up a little bit. No, I didn't want you, I wanted you. I suspect it probably doesn't like the fact that I've got Blender open at the same time. In fact, I'm going to quickly close Blender and see if that makes a difference. Got to close you. And I'm also going to disable the preview because I suspect that's probably not helping matters either. But yeah, okay, this isn't, it's still lagging, but whatever. Let's just deal with this shit. So, we want post player, where's it gone? And then mine will be down with I generally tend to build two types of home. I built sort of like normal family homes or massive mansions, and I don't really have anywhere in between. But yeah, so let's put these poses into action then. Oh god, this is slow. What else can I close that will just make this a little bit better? This is getting a little bit better at the moment. I may try control out deleting, because weirdly that sometimes helps. I don't know why, but it sometimes does. But yeah, you get to feel you get to experience the tedium that is testing poses. No, fine. I will have to work through Slate then. The worst part is that almost all of my models, they generally have stories, they generally have canon behind them. Like, so I know all of their names, and a lot of them have nicknames, like Ty, Cass, Ray. Ver kind of doesn't count because like he's been my main sim now for like over 2 years. Actually, because if I remember correctly, he was first adopted back in February of 2018, if I remember correctly. And so yeah, I've had him that long. Oh my god, he's nearly 3 years old. Shit. Building, who is she? I can't remember what number I just did. Hold on, I'm just gonna. Can I watch the stream back with the delay? Would that be a bit? No, I can't. In that case, I'm gonna assume that I did. I'm probably gonna double six, but worst case scenario, I'll just like keep telling them to move on from the poses until they move on. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you're not paying attention. But yeah, anyway, let's watch. Oh, go away, Wicked Whims. I already do. Oh, is it Wicked Whims that's breaking this? That makes more sense then. I do have I thought I had them uncompressed. Hold on. Let's go and complain at Wicked Whims. No, I've not got uncompressed. Fuck. Oh, I'll wait until I restart then. Anyway. I could have sworn I had them uncompressed. Anyway. Oh, hey, Tay. So. Okay, this is not really tolerable. You can't see the facial expressions. After I did all of that. Oh, well, we can check the positionings at least. But yeah, that's what that looks like. Then. No, I said escape. Next. Where is it? Next. Next. What was that? Thought I heard something. I have to say, I'm glad that that walking pose looks alright. I think it could probably do with tweaking, but it's not too bad. Especially with heels. Like, I'm glad that that works. Although he does kind of look like he's gone unconscious there, so I think I may have to tilt his head forward a little bit there. You know, I'm just going to write these down quickly because I'm not going to remember them tomorrow morning. Because I have the memory of a goldfish. That is one of the reasons why my channel, to be fair, my entire presence is based off of that. So O2, tilt head. But otherwise, doesn't seem to need any too many changes. Obviously, I'll need to have another look when I've got, my skins back in. Stop posing. What's that noise? Oh, it's the TV. I was just like, what the hell? I could hear that, like, the sort of trumpets. But yeah. Like the look of that. That finger looks a bit strange, I will be honest. But I can't tell. I mean, her nails aren't helping matters. But, I mean, I can't really account for that at the moment. But her fingers definitely need to move. So that's 04. Is that? No, that's 03, isn't it? Loosen grip. Grip. It's, to be fair, it's not unexpected that I'd need to loosen the grip a little. Yeah. Hate it when I do that. And then next, and then pose 4. Oh, dear God, imagine if you had that, oh, that acrylic. Oh, ow, that looks painful. I've just realised, like, she's wearing massive acrylic. Like, I was going to have it originally pointing into his face, like a no. Though, looking at the way that I've managed to do that, the acrylic isn't really piercing his face too much by the looks of it. It is slightly, but not an unnecessary amount. So yeah. And that hand looks to be doing alright. How's the thumb? Yeah, that looks fine. Cool. And I would show you 5 through 6, 5 through 10, but it's not the best. But given the lack of things, I'm going to just do this again. 5 through 10. But yeah, anyway, so I'm going to. That looks like these poses are working then, which is quite good. In any case, guys, oh, I'm just looking through the stream now, and I'm just like, oh, there's her butt. Um, but in any case, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Well, tonight technically, because it's the middle of the night where I am. I had great fun. This has been really good. I'm glad this worked. I'm glad that this seemed to work. If you would like me to do more in the future, more of this sort of thing, let me know. Either on Discord or you can put it in the chat, like as you wish. But otherwise, I had great fun. I'm glad that I've got these poses done because hopefully I should be able to tweak them up and then release them at some point. But otherwise, I hope you have enjoyed this as much as I have. And all being well, I will hopefully be able to do more. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you.